So we're at one of the Northern Line's most charming but unusual stations, known as Highgate. And Highgate actually has a rather unusual backstory. So this station first opened in 1867 by the Edgware, Highgate and London Railway, and the platforms were actually located above ground and not below ground, and these platforms were only opened by the Hampstead Tube and were connected when the Northern Heights plan was formed. And the station's colour scheme is in London Transport decor, and you got some like old round tile signs, and this corridor will be the southbound platform. And what's even more intriguing is that above ground the station is located in the middle of a forest. And here's the round door with the sign again.
Northern Line, the train now approaching is to Highgate. Please stand back from the platform edge.
So you'll notice that the train is actually too short for this long platform. This platform here can actually accommodate a 7-car train, but Northern Line trains were only built as 6 cars. So that's why you have a gap here where the train should be, but it isn't. You should never stand here. And the platform design looks very similar to some Piccadilly line stations north of Finsbury Park. The tunnels north of the station are on a hill, because this is the last below ground station before it goes above ground. train doesn't go all the way to the tunnel hall here. So this station is a very shaky one, if you ask me. And so the reason why most people stand on the middle of the platforms here at Highgate are because of the advertisements that are placed along the wall. And if you stand at like the ends of this platform, you don't really get any advertisements.
Northern Line, the train now approaching is to Mill Hill East. Please stand back from the platform edge.
Now I'll head up to the ticket hall of Highgate Station, which is subterranean. And this station actually has the third longest escalators on the tube network, taking 1 minute and 12 seconds to traverse. There's the line map. And it says it's the Highgate to Mill Hill East. The Mill Hill East is every 15 minutes. And these escalators have a fixed staircase in the middle, which should be converted into a third escalator, like what they did at Walthamstow about 15 to 20 years ago. And this station actually holds the fourth longest escalator on the network, and that is get this, a single exit only escalator that takes 1 minute and 10 seconds to traverse. So you've got a combination of exits here as you go through the gate line. And you've got one that heads towards the left, and then we'll head this way. And that is the exit 3 escalator to Archway Road. Oh my god. And it's this one here. Whoa, man. Now I cannot believe that this type of escalator would even exist. And then once you reach the top, you'll find something more fascinating. And it's the above ground, abandoned, obsolete Highgate high-level station. And it was operated by the GNR and was meant to be part of the underground as part of the Northern Heights plan, but due to World War II, that scheme got cancelled. If you want information on Northern Heights, check out Jay Foreman's video. Here at Highgate was actually a junction point for another branch line that actually went from Highgate, stopping at Cranley Gardens, Muswell Hill, and Alexandra Palace. And if you peek out right, you can see the old platforms.
At all times, and do not run.
Wow. And then you've got this concourse area, and then you got this emergency door that leads out into Archway Road. Now this is not an entrance. The entrance is located down the high street this way. And you can tell it's 50 meters from it. Yeah, no entry. No entry. You can't enter here. Here's a map of the local area. Yeah, and the station is located high in the hills. And the entrance of the station, or at least the main one, is in a forest. You got the bus stop here, as usual, and then to the left is the main entrance to Highgate Station. Here it is. You've got the high street here, which is known as Archway Road. I believe this is the A1, the highway that heads from London all the way up to Scotland. For a deep level tube station that's below the street, the entrance is on a hill and then heads down towards a car park still on street level for some reason. Yeah, and the car park is located on this slip road that comes from the main street and heads down this hill towards a dead end. This is the worst car park arrangement in my opinion. And then below this fence is the original high-level Highgate station. And actually, another fun fact, Archway, which is the station that heads towards central London from here, was actually formerly known as Highgate during its opening. And there's actually another entrance into the station, and that's on the other side.
For inspection upon request. Thank you for your cooperation.
Northern Line. And the exit we just came from was exit 1. And there's that single exit on the escalator exit that we went through earlier. And the new December tube map. The ticket machines are here. And you also have the labyrinth, which is number 210 or 270. And this is exit number 2, which takes you up to Priory Gardens, a residential street in the forest. Yeah. We've got a sign here for the Capital Ring, which follows travel card zones 3 and 4, and there's a plaque on the side detailing what the Capital Ring is. It's a 78-mile walk around inner London, promoted in 15 sections. And this is section 12 from Highgate all the way to Stoke Newington. And you got this alleyway that heads up towards Wood Lane, and you can get a good view of the Highgate high-level station from there. We're now heading up this steep alleyway that heads up towards Wood Lane, and through this grille you can see the platforms of the old Highgate station. And part of this old railway has been turned into the Parkland Walk Nature Reserve, which is a joint part of the Capital Ring, but solely as a separate walkway. Yeah, because we're in the hills, this alleyway is very steep. And from here, you get a good view of it. It's slightly obscured by the grille, but this platform in the forest was actually surrounded by 2 tunnels, one on each side. But the southern tunnel is actually now a bat sanctuary, so you have bats living in there. And the northbound tunnel doesn't have any bats, but on the other side is actually East Finchley Maintenance Depot, where the Northern Line trains are stored, but access to it is only provided from East Finchley Station and not Highgate. So you would have an indirect route. If you were a train driver and wanted to access East Finchley, then you would need to terminate at Finchley Central and then reverse back towards East Finchley and then into the sidings. That is quite jarring to me. And be careful here, because this is a fence with a barbed wire on top, so you could get electrocuted if you touch that. And we'll head back down towards the Priory Gardens entrance and head back. Got a salt bin.
Yeah.
And here is Priory Gardens again, residential street. And above this entrance is the roof of Highgate High Level. Northbound and southbound platform. For some reason, the southbound platform sign is closer to the escalator. Not the map here, the confusing one. It's so confusing.